We're going to talk about the THORChain emission schedule today. So basically what the emission schedule is that the THORChain protocol gives out Rune to node operators and to liquidity providers in order to motivate them to participate in the early days. So let's take a look at how it works. The total amount of Rune which will be emitted is 220.4 million, at least at this point. That might change. And every year, the amount which is emitted, or rather given out, is 1/6 of the remaining total. We'll look at that in a second with the calculator below. All Rune which is emitted or given out in this way is 2/3 of it is given to node operators and 1/3 is given to liquidity providers. And this all begins at mainnet launch. It doesn't begin before mainnet launch. So, okay, let's take a look at this calculator here, starting with the first year. So what you can see here is that in the first year, 36.7 million Rune will be given out. And obviously after the first year, that's still 36.7, that's the same number. And the remaining Rune from this initial total to be emitted is now down to 183.7. You can also see here, of the total amount which is emitted, 12.2 goes to liquidity providers, which is 1/3, and 24.4 goes to node operators, which is 2/3. So now let's move down a little bit to the fifth year and let's show the calculations behind it. So what you can see here is that 17.7 million Rune are emitted in year 5. And that is calculated by taking 1/6 of the remaining Rune after year 4. So remember that 1/6 is the yearly emission. That's how much Rune is given out every year. And so you take for year 5, you want to look at how much Rune remains after year 4 and divide it by 6. So that's what we've got here. After year 4, there is 106.3 million left. You divide that by 6 in order to get 17.7. And that splits 1/3, 2/3, like we described before. The total Rune which is emitted after year 5 is 131.8 million Rune, and that's calculated by adding all of the Rune which has been emitted in the years before that. The final thing is to look at the remaining Rune after year 5, and that is the total, the initial total amount, which was 220.4, as we saw up here. And then you subtract the total Rune which is emitted after year 5, which is, as we saw above, 131.8 million. And so after year 5, there is still 88.5 remaining. Further down the page here, we've got the emission per year, which makes it quick to see how much is going to be emitted on any given year. And you can see the breakdown for liquidity providers and node operators as well. So that's what we've got here. If you have any questions about the emission schedule, or if there's anything which you feel could be incorporated into the page, I'll leave the page in the YouTube description below. Just reach out and let us know, and we'll be happy to incorporate it. Thanks very much.